You're all right there, folks. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see it as always. Back on business today. US Open, round one, day one. I know a lot of us have been looking forward to this for a while now. I imagine the majority of you have been keeping up to date with your tennis. If you haven't, don't worry about it. That's what we're here for. I'm not going to waste much time. I'm going to jump straight into them. Well, actually, before we do, like the video if you would, subscribe if you're not. Also, really quick, if you want to support the channel, send a little tip my way. You can do just that. There's a link in the description and the pinned comment along with the pics. You don't have to. It's cool if you do. Right then, first things first. For those that have been following for a while, I don't need to tell you, but for those that are relatively new, I will say that, look, round one's just a free hit for us. Most of us know that. It's just a free hit. We treat this mainly for sifting through the shit, getting through all the shit as quick as we possibly can, and we always just get locked in for round two. By round two, we always know who's turned up to play and who hasn't, so we always start these off by getting through these big favourites, going through all the big favourites really quick. So, first one, we've got Max Martin and Zverev. Yeah, exactly. Max Martin doesn't stand a chance against Zverev. 1.03 on the decimal, head to head, 1-0. Doesn't even matter. Zverev in straight sets. Zverev in straight sets, excuse me, is actually 1.5 on the decimal. Easy money. Easy money, that. Don't even think about it. Next one, where are you? I'm not touching this, but Hugo Humbert is 1.14 on the decimal. He's playing Thiago Monteiro. You'll be getting him at 5.6. I want to trust Hugo Humbert, but not at that price. I can't find any value in it. I'm just going to sit it out. Hopefully he wins. He probably does, but probably get better value in him later on in the tournament. See who he plays. Ben Shelton, Dominic Thiem. Spoke a little bit about Dominic Thiem on the live stream the other day. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to beat Ben Shelton. Shelton's 1.08 on the decimal, head to heads, one apiece. It's been a while since Dominic Thiem's been beating people like Ben Shelton, but beating people ranked like Ben Shelton anyway. Can't touch you. Can't touch you. It'd be great to watch Dominic Thiem win a set. Oh, it's okay to dream, and like, imagine if he won this. Imagine if he beat Ben Shelton first round in the USA. That'd be fucking great. Look, I'll move on dead quick after this, but since it's Dominic Thiem and it is most definitely his last Grand Slam in it, I feel like we owe him just a minute to at least speak about him. Like this fella before all his injuries and that, like he was most definitely one of the best. He was so good, fantastic. Probably only gonna see him for a couple months now, aren't we? That's it. Then no more. I just want to say Dominic Thiem's had a fantastic career, and there's no shame in him getting beat here, and there's no shame in him, finishing off his career the way he has. You see a lot of people on Twitter that don't really know anything about tennis. So quick to go, team this, team that. He hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, but he is the shell of the player he once was, and the player he once was good enough to beat the best. He proved it time and time again. So, shout out Dominic Thiem. I'd love him to win this one, but he definitely doesn't. Uh, we'll throw this one in there. Look, odds are a lot better than the previous ones. Casper Ruud playing Boo. I am not going to touch this one, but Casper is 1.3 on the decimal. If you've got anything for this, let me know in the comments. If you've got anything for any of them, let me know as we go along. Get involved, don't be shy. Yeah, I'm not touching that. Although Casper Ruud on the money line, I suppose you could get away with throwing that in your parlay if you needed to boost your odds just a little bit. We'll go Alexei Popyrin playing Kwon. Popyrin is 1.15 on the decimal. Heads 1-0 to Popyrin. Safe to say, this lad's playing the best tennis of his career, isn't he? Fantastic. Won the Masters a couple of weeks ago. Getting Kwon at 6.3, yeah. Not a chance. Not a chance. Poppery. Popperum probably wins that in straight sets. I'm not brave enough to bet it though. Another really big favourite, 1.09 on the decimal for Andrei Rublev against Thiago Sabo-Field. Thiago Sabo-Field was shit, weren't he? Last time out when we seen him was against Lerner Tien. I'm not even going to sit here and say, he was looking ahead to the US Open. He just looked garbage. Looked garbage. Say what you want about Rublev, and we do have a word about him more often than not on this channel. He's 10 times better, and he's been playing 10 times better as well. Hardcourt Rublev, well, transitioning back onto the hardcourt Rublev's been well better. I can't see him dropping a set. I can't see him dropping a set. You know what he's like. You know what he's like. We'll see how he goes, but realistically, that should be dead easy for him. Fucking hell, quite a few, isn't he? Taylor Fritz, Ugo Carabelli. Probably this and the next one is probably the quickest one. Well, them two and the last one. I don't think Fritz drops save. Never mind, drops a set to this lad. I just can't see it. If you want to take him in straight sets as well, I couldn't talk it off it. Like, that's probably the same as the Zverev 1.5. Easy money. Easy money. I'd say there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's a few of these really big favourites that you could just parlay together to win in 3. And I feel like you'd be more than okay with that. Taylor Fritz definitely being one of them. Matteo Berrettini being the other one as well. Odds are exactly the same, identical to the Taylor Fritz one, 1.01. He's playing Albert Ramos Vinales. No chance for Ramos Vinales in this, although I used to love this guy as well. He's just, he was like a little favourite of mine back in the day. I wouldn't bet him all the time, but he was one of them guys, you just knew when he was going to win sometimes. And I am 100% certain he is going to lose this one. 99.9% certain in straight sets as well. Head to head's already 1-0 to Berrettini. A lot of people saying Berrettini, well, not a lot, but I've seen a few decent little shouts saying Berrettini could be a sleeper to go quite deep in this. I don't see why not. Especially if the draw's in his favour. He definitely gets that one done. We have got... Yeah, so Dimitrov's playing Kirian Jacket. So 1.05 for Dimitrov. Same as the rest. Straight sets probably, although he let us down last time against Fabian Marazon. I will not be touching that one. There's a few more here. There's a few more just hidden. I know they are. Where are you? Come on. Oh, so Big Foe's playing Kovacevic. 1.16 on the decimal for Tiafoe. Home tournament for the pair of these, but Tiafoe was just well better. I think we all were, weren't we? I think we were all pretty impressed with Tiafoe in the recent Masters. He played really well. Got beat by Yannick Sinner in the final. Yeah, I took Sinner in straight sets. No shame in that. He definitely gets that one done. And the last one, closing us out, last game of round 1, day 1, is Djokovic, Radu Albot. Now, this is one of them games, in my opinion, where the fucking sky has to fall in order for Djokovic to lose a set here. Djokovic to win in 3 is 1.5 on the decimal. But that's the last of the big favourites. So before we get into the ones that I'm more interested in, straight off the bat, you could go Zverev in straight sets, Djokovic in straight sets. That's already getting you plus money, even money, minimum even money. Fucking sound. Fantastic. I feel... Is that just me, or is that just too easy? Is that just easy money? Zverev and Djokovic in straight sets, evens, plus money. Just plus money if you can get it anyway, I imagine. Like, what am I missing there? Absolutely nothing. That'll probably be pinned as just a nice little booster double. Yeah, it will be actually. If it's pinned, it's pinned. If it's not, it's not. We'll see. We'll get to it when we get to it. Right, that's it for the big favourites. Got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, about 7 or 8 that I want to talk about, and then we'll round up all the stragglers towards the end and just, you know, we'll see what we've got. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and then we'll wrap it up with the officials. I've got a couple bets today, actually. Considering we just take it easy in round one, I mean, when you see the bets, you will go, "Oh, right, okay, I get it." But I think I've got two little parlays. Well, one double, a possible treble, depending on if you can use the sports book. But we'll get to that. A definite, really, really good parlay I've got locked in here. I'm going to call it the Power Pack, and I think there's a dog in here as well that I am very, very tempted to stick a little unit or two on. So, first one we're going to talk about it really quick, but odds are a lot better. I'm not going to touch this one, but let me know what you think. Got Xiang playing Bublik. Head to head 1-0. So Bublik fucking smoked them in the Indian Wells earlier on in the year. Bublik 9-7 on the hard court this season. Xiang 17-7. Last time out we seen Xiang was in the Winston-Salem. 2 easy wins. Even for him, like 2 really easy wins. Comesaña, Navone ran into Sonego in the round of 16, ended up pulling out in that one. Assuming that was just a precaution, I didn't watch that game, so if you did, let me know. Like, was it a bad injury? It's obviously not a bad injury if he's in this one, but you know what I mean. Assuming that was just a precaution, I was probably going to take Xiang to beat Sonego, and in hindsight, maybe or maybe probably maybe would have lost that bet. Sonego looked fucking quality in the Winston Salem. Bublik. Last time we seen him got beat by Ben Shelton in Canada Masters, and then Fritz in the Olympics. Tommy Paul in Wimbledon. Not a lot of games, that is it. Not a lot of games. Played 3 games since the start of fucking July. 2 games since Wimbledon. 1 game since the Olympics. Not feeling that at all. He hasn't won a set in either of them as well. Hasn't won a set in any of them. Most recent wins to note: 2 of them in Wimbledon. 2 of them were in Wimbledon, and 1 of them was in the Boodles, so all on the grass. Artur Kazo, fucking stinks that one. Jakub Mensah, Alexander Shevchenko, every one of them, Bublik probably should be beaten. Oh, and there's one to Max Purcell as well. That was back in Germany on the grass. He would not wasting time with fucking grass season games with Bublik. Like, it's how much weight does that hold now? Before pulling out to Sonego, Xiang also pulled out to Rinderknech in Washington. Got beat by Jordan Thompson, took a set off him, but in his last 10, he's beat JJ Wolf, he's beat Ben Shelton, he's beat, like I said, Comesaña, Navone, Max Purcell. The other 2 don't really, doesn't mean nothing to me. Considering Bublik beat him earlier on in the year, Xiang's 1.7, well, let's call it 1.7 anyway. It's going between 1.65 and 1.7 on the decimal. Probably lean towards an over, do you think? What should I reckon the total will be on that? It'll be a high one, won't it? I think it'll be a high one. Bublik, it's weird because, like, quite some time ago, was like earlier on in his career, I used to love watching Bublik on the hard court. He was most definitely a hard court player. But as the years are getting on, that consistency has most definitely tailed off. Most definitely tailed off. Indoors record is a lot better than the hard court outside, may I add. I don't know. Probably lean with Xiang. I'll probably lean with Xiang. Younger, well, a lot younger. Bublik's consistency is what worries me 99% of the time when I'm betting on his game. So I'm not going to be taking that. I'll just sit and watch. I reckon Xiang gets it done. Moving on. First official from me in this one. So we've got Martin Fucsovics, Yuri Lehechka, head to head is 1-0 to Lehechka. That was in Dubai. Earlier on this year, that was 2-1. 6-4, 3-6, 7-5 in the first round. Getting Lehechka at 1 point, call it 1.55, 1.6, depending where you look. Last time we seen him was that game against Tiafoe when he played really good. Got beat by Tiafoe 2-1 in the Cincinnati Masters, but as we've just mentioned, Tiafoe was fantastic there. Same with this one, like Martin Fuskovic's just been beat by Mickelson and Winston-Salem the other day. Mickelson was brilliant as well until he reached the final and he just got fucking annihilated. But nonetheless, played some really tough tennis, really good tennis there. You know, he's won 2 games in his last 10, as Martin Fuskovic, one to Taro Daniel, one to Shevchenko. I mean, come on, like, do you want his losses as well? So starting from the bottom, you've got Alexander Muller, Tsitsipas, Berrettini, Zizou Bergs, Carbias Baena, Rafa Nadal, Corrington Mutset, and then the one to Mickelson. Not having it. Not having it. Yuri Lehechka looked fucking brilliant. He looked really good coming back off his injury, especially against Medvedev. Remember we took that, didn't we? We threw that out there as a little floater. Yuri Lehechka plus the points or on the money line. Beat Medvedev, beat Navone, and then obviously pulled out against Aliassime in the semi-finals in Madrid. But even before that, it was looking fantastic. Started the year really good on the hard court too. At 1.5, or if I can get it at 1.55, I don't think it matters. I'll take either. Yuri Lehechka on the money line there all day. I've got no problem with taking that. No problem whatsoever. Let me know what you think on that in the comments. Next one. Oh, here it is. I knew there was a little dog in here somewhere. So we've got, you probably can guess what this one is. I imagine a lot of people are going to be on this, but there's a fairly good reason for it. So got Gio and Pechi Pericard, Thomas Etcheverry. Getting Gio as the dog here, 2.3, 2.25 on the decimal. 14-5 on the hard court this year. Etcheverry 4-7. We know that Etcheverry is a clay person. Pechi Pericard beat him, didn't he? When was this? Earlier on in the year? Yeah, in Lyon, home tournament for Pericard. Had to save a match point in order to win that one. Got it done in a tiebreak. 6-4. Did drop the second set 6-1. It was on the clay though, so you expect Etcheverry to win at least one set there, don't you? But probably don't expect them to lose the game. Etcheverry's 1.6 on the decimal. That's a massive favourite considering how shit he is on the hard court. Massive favourite to look. And Percy Pericard coming on a 3-game losing streak now. Jordan Thompson, Mackenzie McDonald, and then Zhang in Cincinnati, the first round. Seeing a couple of reports saying he ain't looked too good in the warm-ups as well. I mean, well, these are the warm-ups. I mean, I don't know what I was trying to say there. Yeah, like, a lot of people have like noticed he hasn't been playing that well, but even still as an underdog. Etcheverry's just been beat by Zizou Berg. He had a close one against Ben Shelton. Took a set off Zizou Berg as well, so maybe playing a little bit better than what we expect. Did beat Nico Yari in Montreal. Beat Etcheverry in Cincinnati. Haven't seen him Pechi Pericard win a game since that one when he won Ruusuvuori in Washington. He's got a win against Sebastian Korda. That was in Wimbledon. That went a distance. He beat Nishioka in straight sets. He then beat Ruusuvuori again in Wimbledon. Got beat by Bassetti in round of 16. I want to go with Pechi Pericard, you know. Just as a single dog, I'm not going to parlay it with nothing, especially at 2.3 on the decimal there. That's going to be the single unit play, the dog of the day, in Pechi Pericard. If these courts are as fast as everyone says they are, this guy should be able to get enough 3 points on his serve alone. And, you know, look at Etcheverry 4-7. 4-7 this year on the hard court, 14-5 in Pericard. I'm willing to roll the dice. You know, anything other than clay, this guy loses quite a lot more often than what he wins. So I'd be more than willing to gamble on this one. Sprinkle a little bit on Percy Pericard, 2.3 on the decimal. I'll be sticking that in the pin comments, 100%. Let me know what you think. Just going to brush over this one dead quick because I've got no play in it. I thought I did, but I kind of talked myself out. So Raleigh Pelka. Fucking hell, excuse me. One sec. Oh, fuck me. Where was I? Raleigh Pelka, Lorenzo Musetti. Yeah, Musetti at 1.45 on the decimal. Heads 3-0 to Apelka. They haven't played each other since 2022. Two of those wins coming on the hard court, both of them in straight sets. Well, as a matter of fact, all three wins for Apelka in this spot. He hasn't dropped a set. Went 2-4 this year on the hard, 3-1 on the grass. We've seen Musetti go 7-8. Obviously, seen a lot more from Musetti than Apelka, 38-23 on the year, as opposed to 5-5 for Riley. Seen him as high as 3, 2-1 underdog here, 2.8, 2-1. Has just been beat by Zizou Berg in the Winston-Salem, got beat by Shelton, Cincinnati, and also that loss to Jordan Thompson in Washington. You know, it's there's something putting me off about this one. There's something that I don't like. At first glance, I looked at it and went, "Oh, Musetti, all day, all day." But is it? Is it? Probably is. Excuse me, fucking hell. Starts hiccuping now. 20 minutes in, that'll fuck everything up. Last time we seen Musetti, it was a poor display against Tiafoe and Cincinnati, but as we're mentioning for the third time, Tiafoe looked fucking sick there. Plus, you know, how much did we expect from Musetti after the Olympics? Not a lot, right? Not a lot. You know, he barely beat Nico Yari in the first round. So we can say he's definitely fresh coming into this. Raleigh Pelka, even though he he's been trying to keep active. We'll give him that. He's definitely stayed active. Hasn't been winning, but he's been playing games. I'm not gonna touch this because the more I read into it, the more I can probably, you know, not agree that Apelka can get something here. I don't think he will, but if Apelka's going to get something, it's going to be more to do with Lorenzo Musetti being well off the boil. And, you know, the thing with Lorenzo Musetti as well, hard court, it's not necessarily a strong suit, is it? Much, much more preferred to the clay. At 1.4 on the decimal, I cannot be taking that. I was going to stick it in the parlay, but I've went back on myself. I've taken it out. I can't tell you to. Well, I can't confidently say bet on Musetti. Although I do think he wins. If it's just a free pick, Lorenzo Musetti all day. If you can find any value in this one, please do let me know. Look, probably over, right? Probably just over the total, like the majority of the Apelka games. Recent matchups wouldn't suggest so, but it's a different time, innit? It's a different time. Got anything for that? Get on me. Oh, got three more here. Three more, and then we will round up the stragglers and then wrap this shit up because it's 2:30 in the morning over here. Can't wait for these to be over. I say I can't wait for these to be over. I'm pretty sure we're heading on over to Asia next, so it's gonna get even fucking later for me, innit? Jesus Christ. So, well, we'll go with this one. So, Davidovich Fekina's playing Dinky. Dinky Hijikata, Alejandro, Davidovich Fekina. Davidovich Fekina is 1.3. Is that 1.35? Get him around, call it 1.3 on the decimal. I think there's a good reason for that. Good reason for that. Hijikata, you know, in his last 10, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4 in his last 10. Not too bad. Not too bad. He's wins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 3 on the hard court. Once again, not too bad. You look at the wins, though. I mean, we can we can just forget about that Bonacovic game. That means fuck all to me. Same with the Arctic Kazoa game. He scraped the win against the 2-1. That was just that a win against Arctic Kazoa means nothing to me nowadays either. It really doesn't. Taro Daniel, Galano, Altmaier, and someone I've never heard of in qualifying for Cincinnati. Losses to Medvedev, Dimitrov, Kovacevic, Goffin. Two of them, he's definitely not winning. The other two, I probably don't expect him to win anyway, but not the greatest caliber of opponents, to say the least. Davidovich Akina, fuck you now. Got beat by Tiafoe in Cincinnati. No shame in that. I'm not saying it again. And also got beat by Matteo Arnaldi. Well, pulled out against Matteo Arnaldi in Canada. Beat Medvedev in Canada, though. That's the one that's hopping out to me. That's the one that keeps sticking in my mind. The rest of it should be irrelevant. If Davidovich Akina is going to beat Medvedev, you're going to beat Dinky. I refuse to live in a world where Dinky beats fucking Fokina tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen. Davidovich Fokina is just a better player. He's just better than Hijikata, and he 11-9 this year on the heart. Dinky's went 15-15, 15-17 overall for Davidovich Fokina, 22-27 for Dinky. So the pair of them riding negative records, but neither of them are the kings of consistency. But if I've got to pick a side, which I definitely am, it's going to be Davidovich Fokina at 1.3. Once again, you could stick that in your parlay just to juice it up a little bit. I wouldn't call you crazy if you do. I think that Carreño Busta is going to beat Arctic Kazoa as well. I was going to let's talk about it a little bit actually. While it's Pablo, we'll talk about it. 7-3 on the hard court this year for Carreño Busta. He's been quality since he's came back. Absolutely fantastic. Only 3 losses. What's that? 7-10, yeah. 7 out of his last 10. Yeah, 7 wins, 3 losses in his last 10. 1 coming to Rune in Canada, 1 coming to Zverev in Cincinnati, and 1 the other day in the semi-finals against Michelson. Well, he retired in that one, but it was a good job he did as well. If you joined us for the watch long, we had a little bit of money on him, so I'm happy he pulled out. Taking it as a precaution, I assume. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in this one. The way he's playing on the hard court, he definitely beats Arctic Kazoa. I don't want to hear anything about it. And I suppose, yeah, you know what? I suppose the last one, I feel like we've got more than enough here, but the last one, for me, quite a tricky one, but the odds are quite alright for it. Holger Rune, Binach. Good old Binach. Hey. He was great, wasn't he? He was great. He was great in the recent Masters. I think he's only lost 3 of his last 10 yet, so won 7 of his last 10. Got beat by Shelton in Washington, and then got beat by Rublev in straight set as well. Got, quite frankly, bullied by Rublev both times. One in Montreal, one in Cincinnati, but beat Arthur Feast, beat Taylor Fritz, Tommy Paul, El Chapo. He was playing solid games of tennis. Solid set, with the best I've ever seen him play anyway, personally. Holger Rune, fuck. After that game with Tiafoe the other week, this is the last time I'm going to say it, but it's warranted this time. Tiafoe was so good all of the Cincinnati Masters, and he ran into Holger Rune. And how Holger Rune lost that game is fucking beyond me. I'd completely forgotten about it until I was looking at it here, but it's just making me fucking... I'm not even going to think about it. It's making me feel like I'm here experiencing it once again. Fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Display of mentality. I'm sorry, but it just was. He's won 7 of his last 10. Pulled out against Arthur Feast in Hamburg. Fucking Arthur Feast won the title there anyway, so he probably would have got beat. Well, that's definitely why he pulled out, because he was definitely getting beat. Got beat by Zverev in Canada, and then obviously got beat by Tiafoe. Last time I mentioned that. Wins in there to Jack Draper in straight sets. Just about got past Monfils, Nuno Boge, Matteo Berrettini. That was the good one. Carreño Buster, Batista Agu. Just spoke about Nakashima. The odds here were at 1.6. You're getting Holgaroon at 1.6. Are you comfortable taking him at 1.6? Head to head's 2-0 to Nakashima. Beat him on the hard court in Shanghai last year. Straight sets, he bageled Holgaroon 6-0, 6-2, and then going past to 2021 in the next gen finals, so we'll just disregard that one. Obviously, Holgaroon should be winning this. Obviously, he should. Am I going to trust him to win it? Not a fucking chance. I'm just going to watch and see how he plays. See if potentially, just maybe, Holgaroon can be trusted going into round 2. We'll see. Right then. Yeah, you know what? We've missed a few out, but I imagine you're not sitting there screaming, going, "Ah, fucking hell, you missed." You missed out fucking Jan Chuinski and Carbias Baena. Oh, why haven't you went for Hugo Grenier and Mitchell Kruger? You know what I mean? Quite frankly, boys, I don't give a fuck about any of them. Reverting back to what I said half an hour ago, according to the time. It's round 1. It's a free hit. I feel like we've got through the majority of the main ones, if not all of them. Consider these the stragglers. I've got fuck all for this. Let me know in the comments if you've got anything here. So, look, quick fire. We'll just knock them out dead quick. Hugo Grenier, Kruger, nothing. Chuinski, Carbias Baena, nothing. You'd probably lean with Carbias Baena, but we're not on the clay. Luca Nardi, Batista Agu. Batista Agu should be too experienced to beat Luca Nardi. Luca Nardi was supposed to be one of the next big things after beating Djokovic, but just hasn't panned out that way whatsoever. Actually on a bit of a skid at the moment. Stricher is playing Comisania. Lima Stricher. Pedro Martinez. I've missed this one out. He's playing Max Kazmakowski purely because I have not seen enough of Kazmakowski. I know he's only young. Odds are split right down the middle. Not going to touch you. There's a few more. Alexander Muller's playing Alex Walton. Nah, not for me. Nishioka more than likely beats Kekmanovic once again. Although head to head is 3-2, it's a rough one to call in it. I'd lean towards Nishi and that. Monfils will beat Diego Schwartzman. I've got nothing for Shevchenko and Kepfer. Christopher Eubanks is an underdog to Rinderknech, so Artur Rinderknech looked piss poor against David Goffin the other day. I know he said he's probably looking ahead to the US Open, but even still, I was much more impressed with Christopher Eubanks in that tournament, and the both of them are here. So Eubanks could be a live dog there. He could be a dog as well. I might stick him and Pericard there as the dogs, like the potential dogs, if you want to take them. I'm not forcing you to, though. Yeah, fuck Rinderknech. It'd be Eubanks or not in that. Cerundolo v Offner. Cerundolo's quite a big favourite in that 1.4. If it was on the clay, he'd be an even bigger favourite, but Sebastian Offner could definitely bring the strength in this one. And I can't believe I missed this one out. This is mad because I'm throwing this on a parlay, but I probably didn't need to speak about it. This is a given. Jan-Lennard Struff's playing Laszlo. Jan-Lennard Struff is playing Laszlo Djere. Dead easy. 1.25, 1.3 if you go now. That's going in the parlay. 100%. Struff will be too much for Djere on this hard court. You know it. Talent Greek Sport, Sumit Nagal. I left this one out at the beginning. Greek Sport is 1.2 on the decimal. Look, even though Greek Sport has been appalling lately, he's been so bad as of late. I would be mortified if Sumit Nagal beats him on the hard court in the US Open first round. Absolutely gobsmacked. I know I joke all the time, don't I? That's like the reoccurring meme on here. Nagal, just take him for a set. Take him for a set. Not touching it. One thing is almost certain, if not guaranteed, in these matches, and that's Greek Sport cannot close anything out in straight sets to save his fucking life. So keep an eye on that. Bet you Nagal wins a set. Baez and Darderi, fucking not bothering with it. Not even fucking giving it the time of day. Baez probably wins it, but nah. You can't blame me for not caring about that one, boys. You know what? That's all of them. That is actually all of them. So we got through all the big favourites. We ripped the meat off the bone in the middle, and then we just knocked out the stragglers there. Videos took a little bit longer than usual, but who's asked? Who's asked? No such thing as too much information. No such thing as too much information, boys. With that being said, get your best bets in the comments. Doesn't matter if it's ATP, WTA, fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Get them in, share with the group, discuss it amongst yourselves. Don't be shy. Right, it's time for the officials, innit? Let's go for the officials. Right then, so look, I've got one sorted here, but it's occurred to me halfway through it that the majority of us, especially the ones in the USA, are probably not going to be able to get it. So for the ones in the UK or the ones that have access to Paddy Power, they are giving you 2-1 for Zverev, Fritz, and Djokovic in straight sets. That seems like a steal to me. Now I'm thinking about it, there may be a max stake on it, but even if there is, easy money. Easy fucking money, that, if you ask me. The double we gave out before, plus money or evens, bare minimum, you could just take Zverev and Djokovic both to win in 3. As a matter of fact, let me just got 365 open here. Where are you? Zverev in 3, and then where are you last game? Djokovic. Even money. Even money, boys. You know what to do on that. You know what to do. Let me know if you're jumping on it. And said I had a little bit of a power package for you, didn't I? Let's call it a care package. Call it a care package. I've sifted through this as best as I could. I've cracked the UAV, and we've acquired a couple of targets. This one is fucking solid, if you ask me. Absolutely solid. And there's an option to add another one if it's not good enough in the first place. So for those that can't take the Paddy Power boost of the 3 in the straight sets, this is what we're going to do, or this is what I'm going to do for you. You can take Zverev in 3, Djokovic in 3, Yuri Lehechka on the money line to beat Martin Fucsovics, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Actually, no, scratch that one. Scratch that. Jan-Lennard Struff on the money line to beat Laszlo Djere. If you take them 4, you'll get around 3.6, 3.7. I think it was 3.7. That seems fine. That seems more than fine to get us started with round 1. We don't want to go too crazy. If that's not enough for you and you want something a little more tastier, stick Davidovich Fokina on there. You're getting like 3.5-1 for that. I'm pretty sure of it. Around 4.7 on the decimal. Sweet as a nut. Sweet as a nut, boys. I don't think we can do much wrong with them. I'll stick them in the comments. I'll pin it anyway, as I always do. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you're following. Let me know if you're just taking a couple of them as well. Share with the group. I'm always interested to know what everyone's taking. Even if you're going against them as well, don't be shy. I know most of you aren't. But even still, I wish you the best of luck. I think we're onto the flyer. Oh, and the 2 floaters, if you want to take dogs, if you want to throw a little unit on some dogs, I could definitely throw one on in Impeci Pedicard. Couldn't talk it off that. Who was the other one? There was one more. We were just talking about them, weren't we? Christopher, oh yeah, I'm not making that an official one. If you want to take Christopher Eubanks or sprinkle a bit for him to take a set or an over, be my Christopher guest. I might sprinkle a little bit on Impedicard. It'll be there as a floater anyway. If you want to take it, you can. If you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Like them, folks. It's probably the longest video I've done, innit? Loads of games to get through in these first rounds, and I apologise if I've rambled on a little bit, but it needs to be done. Before I get off, like the video if you would, if you're still here anyway. Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know why you'd be 40 minutes in and not subscribed. Are you fucking off your head? And yeah, like I said at the start, if you want to send a little tip my way, send some support to the channel, for their picks, for their tennis, for the love of the channel, or for fucking whatever, really, you can go and do that. Links in the description along with the pinned comment. I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, no one's forcing you. It's entirely up to you. Right then, I'll be saying good night to you then, folks. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time, stopping by as always. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Let's go get some cash. Enjoy the tennis. See you tomorrow.